Hi everybody, Brian here from quantlabs.net. Just wanted to go over with you once again our good old MotiveWave. If you've not seen this, we go through the scanning on what's looking long and what's looking short in the Forex and CFD markets. This is with Awanda. Again, there are probably better markets to trade in, and we can leave that for another topic. Just before I get started, I just launched a new page here, Quant Analytics Bot Automation. So if you want to know more about that, just come on over to quantlabs.net/quant, or sorry, let me start again, quantlabs.net/analytics. Okay, we already had somebody comment on this already. Just went up today. All right, so let's get back to our scans here. MotiveWave, probably the best trading platform that I know of out there. Not so popular, but that's okay. We do our harmonic scans here. You can see them right in front of you. And we got two scores that we focus on, namely excellent and very good. More excellent this time because we have a lot more longs to look at. So as you can see here, how it works is we got our profit targeted D and our current price. We want that target price to be higher than the current price to say we have a long. We don't care about the pattern, and this is using harmonics. We don't really care about that. All we care about is basically the long or short. So when I went through all this, you can see here we got wheat in there. Now the first long is Euro 50, Euro Swiss franc, British pound against the New Zealand dollar. And this is where it gets very interesting, folks. We've been calling a lot of shorts lately, but we knew it was turning around earlier this week for silver. It's in Canadian dollars this time. You can see we have a long. Again, I wouldn't be trading these, but these are more for just buying and holding. Okay, so I'm not going to mention any of the shorts out there. Here's another one, the Australian 200. So it's getting a little stronger. So things may be normalizing now. So we have USD, Singapore dollar. This is the first I haven't seen this in a while, but unfortunately it's short. This is the US dollar and the Thai baht. So again, we have our wheat. So that, when you see more of these multiple occurrences of certain pairs, we know it's more convincing if the direction is correct. In this case, we got two shorts on wheat. So maybe if you're a short master, wheat could be something you could try. So again, we're going to go through something. So guess what? Here's the first for us. We haven't seen this in a while, but you can see here, I can start seeing it. This is 4 hour. We've had a nice run up on the 17th here. A little pullback, and starting over these 4 hourly charts are starting to move up. We got ourselves some good volume here, so that somebody picked up that call right and is starting to reap the benefit of these long bar or these green bars here on the 4 hour. So what we're talking about is Brent crude target 44.75, currently at 42.0305. There's another one of 45.285, so maybe, just maybe, that might move up. So as I said, we have two different calls here for Brent crude in US dollar. Other target is 52.99. So it's more of a longer term target. So we have the Germany down, 3 shorts there. Not trying to drop hints or anything. We've talked about this. This is a bizarre one. Look at this. We have a short on a 30-year bond. Or sorry, I'm sorry. 30 for the US, top 30. So it is still a short, but it's not that deep. So does that mean that the markets may start strengthening in the US to start to stabilize and start to push up? So meaning support level and pivot up. So keep an eye on that early next week. So here we have our 5-year bond. Not, it's been pretty flat, but it's got a pretty long on it. I wouldn't take that, but defense play 2 10-year here. Again, these are flat. Now this one, I was kind of getting there thinking that with the China 50, it would be longing, but you can see it's gone flat again. We have a short, two shorts in fact, so I wouldn't put a lot of effort in that. That which is kind of bizarre because you've got the oil pushing up, but the Chinese markets are pointing down. And when you look at over here, it looked pretty good, especially over here on the 17th of September. We were at closing price of 15.24, and that was on the 17th, and pushed all the way up to 15.409. That's a bit of a jump, and that's the Chinese, and that just drifted back down. Now Euro USD, look at that. We got a long, so even the forex markets are strengthening. So that is a second long there on the Euro USD. Target 119, 290, or 120, 450. To me, it's not much of a move, but it's a good indicator. I'll definitely take it. Again, we have Euro, Swiss franc along there. Wow. Okay, so we knew this is confirming now where we have the Euro and USD long. We also have a British pound in US dollar long, $1.34 or $1.35 target. So that means the US dollar is definitely strengthening. And then we have the British pound and Swiss franc, two of those longs. Here's another one, another long, 107, 3304 of the US in Japanese yen, US dollar in Swiss franc. So things are starting to look good for the markets. Now, here's part of the other notion of how you know things are working good. Now, if you're asking me, you have both the US dollar strengthening and you have the markets kind of not doing too good. They're showing some strength there long term of the top 30 for the US. But here's where it gets interesting is when you're watching silver and gold, and as I said earlier in the week, how there's a mix of some longs of silver in certain currencies and a short in others. I'm now seeing more longs in all currencies of silver. So this is good. So you can see here we got Australian, in Swiss franc, all longs. Euro, the best one right now that looked good was in Canadian, British pound, Hong Kong dollar. These are all longs. Silver in Japanese yen, silver in New Zealand. That's looking good. Let's see what's happening in Singapore as well. And even, dare I say, in US dollar. So the US dollar is definitely strengthening when you see silver and US. Silver and US strengthening. For those that need the target, 30.69 is the target from right now, 22.73. But of course, it may never get there. But that's good. But we need to see it sustain itself. So now we're moving into gold and Japanese yen. And we have a target for long, platinum in as a long too. So the precious metals looking good, but here's the funny thing: they're not moving against the U.S. dollar. They're sort of moving against the U.S. markets now. It used to be we'd say, well, they're moving against the U.S. Dollar, but these precious metals are moving against the U.S. markets. So what gives there? Now the question I ask myself: will the U.S. dollar keep continuing on a long-term basis to be uh, moving up and strengthening? One way to guess is to look at not just the markets here. So as I said, we have a small short here, but what we look at are this Treasury. So right now you can see everything's kind of gone flat. There is a long on the 5-year, a long on the 10-year Treasury. long, a little bit more on the 10-year. The 30-year, there's a long. So you could kind of gauge that if that is more to say, if the treasuries are going up, maybe that's just a forecast to say that we should start continuing to see decline in the U.S. markets. That's what I'm thinking. Germany's not looking good for the 10-year. Okay, so here's an interesting one. Euro and Hong Kong dollar are strengthening. So I was going to say Asia is looking good for Hong Kong. Another one. British pound and Hong Kong dollar. And again, we continue to see these longs again for Brent crude. Got two more of them at a very good score. So there's definitely more to short term, at least, with Brent crude. Euro and US dollar. This is the shocking one. We have a long, folks, in Euro US dollar. And same with the British as well. So, yes, the US dollar is definitely strengthening. We still, you can see here on the SPX 500, the SPY, the other way, is that we have a short. So, and then we also see a short in the USD and Swiss franc. Okay, so one thing I mentioned last time was there was a very convincing time period to be putting into Norway. I'm not saying Norway anymore. We have a short on Denmark, so those calls are no longer relevant. Here's this unpredictable one, the Indian rupee, wouldn't bother with that. But this Japanese USD, Japanese yen is quite interesting. Australia, New Zealand with a short, and those are getting good. So I ignore them from here on out. But thought I'd put those out there for you. Let me know what you think. We shall talk to you later. And don't forget, if you want to get in on this stuff, specifically the crypto, which we had another pretty good day, 1.95, 1.93% return, I think. Let's come on over to quantlabs.net/analytics. This will go directly to me, and you can see we have now a little captcha to keep out those bots. Other than that, we shall talk to you later, and have yourselves a good day, evening, and so on. Later.